Before becoming Shakyamuni Buddha, the Bodhisattva journeyed through countless lifetimes, practicing virtuous deeds to perfect his compassion and wisdom. In one of these lives, he was reborn as a small rabbit in a forest. This very story would become a timeless symbol of unconditional sacrifice, a tale so profound that it was forever engraved upon the moon. Once upon a time, deep within a lush, green forest, lived a gentleman and remarkably clever rabbit. This rabbit shared his peaceful life with three dear friends, a monkey, a fox, and an otter. They were a close-knit group, bound by their commitment to doing good. Every day, they observed the precepts, performed acts of kindness, and helped other animals in need. The rabbit, being the wisest among them, often served as their leader, guiding his friends on a path of compassion and charity. He would teach them that true happiness comes from giving, not from taking. Together, they shared their food, protected the smaller creatures, and created a harmonious community within the woods. One evening, as the sun began to set, casting long shadows through the trees, the rabbit gathered his friends. He spoke with a calm and gentle voice. "My dear friends, tomorrow is a special day of observance, a day for giving alms. I ask you all to prepare. Please gather fruits and whatever food you can find, so we may offer it to anyone poor or hungry who might pass our way." The monkey, the fox, and the otter all nodded in agreement, ready to follow their friend's compassionate guidance. But as his friends went to prepare, a quiet thought troubled the rabbit. He had nothing to offer. His diet consisted only of the simple grass that grew beneath his feet, something of no value to a hungry traveler. Still, as he looked up at the stars beginning to appear in the twilight sky, he made a powerful, silent vow. He thought to himself, "If tomorrow someone comes in need of my help and I have nothing else to give, I will offer my own body. I vow to uphold the practice of giving, the perfection of charity, until my very last breath." It was a promise made not for reward or recognition, but from the purest depth of his compassionate heart. High above in the heavens, the celestial king, Indra, heard the rabbit's profound vow. He was deeply moved by such selfless determination and decided to test the sincerity of this little Bodhisattva's heart. Was this rabbit's pledge truly genuine? So Indra descended from his heavenly palace and transformed himself. He took the form of a frail, weary old man, shivering and weak, who stumbled into the forest, crying out in a faint voice, "Oh, I am so hungry, so weak. Is there anyone who can help me? Please, can someone offer me some food?" Hearing his cries, the rabbit's friends sprang into action. The otter dove into the clear stream and skillfully caught 7 gleaming fish, which he presented to the old man, saying, "Sir, please take these fish. This is all I can offer you today." The fox, using his cunning, found a pot of curdled milk and a dried lizard left behind by a traveler, and brought them to the old man. Then, the nimble monkey climbed high into the mango trees, gathered a bunch of ripe, sweet fruit, and laid them at the man's feet. Each friend proudly offered what they had gathered. Only the rabbit stood by, with nothing in his paws. The old man, who was Indra in disguise, looked at the rabbit. He had tested the others, and now it was the rabbit's turn. "And you, little one," he asked, his voice still weak, All your friends have given me something to eat. Do you have anything to help a poor, hungry old man?" The rabbit looked at him with clear, calm eyes and replied, "Sir, I am but a humble rabbit who eats only grass. I have no berries or fish to give you." He paused, then looked up towards the sky as if reaffirming his vow. But he continued, his voice steady and full of resolve, "If you do not object, I will offer you my entire body, so that you may eat and survive this day." At that moment, a profound silence fell over the forest. The wind stopped blowing. The birds stopped singing. There was no fear in the rabbit's heart, no hesitation in his voice. This was the ultimate expression of giving the perfection of Duna Paramita. It was a selfless act, offered not for personal gain, not for fame, and not for a favorable rebirth, but purely for the sake of another living being. It was the embodiment of pure, unconditional compassion. The rabbit then said to the old man, "Kind sir, please gather some wood and build a fire. I will jump in myself. You will not have to take my life. I will give it freely." Indra, still in his disguise, used his divine power to create a pile of glowing, smokeless embers. The rabbit approached the fire. The warm light reflected in his determined eyes. He shook himself 3 times, not to shake off dust, but to ensure that any tiny insects living in his fur would fall off safely, so they would not be harmed. Then, with his heart full of joy at the chance to fulfill his vow, the rabbit declared loudly, "If my intention is truly pure, may this fire not cause me any pain." And with that, he leaped into the heart of the flames. But a miracle occurred. The moment the rabbit touched the embers, the fire went cold. It did not burn him, not even a single hair on his body. The flames transformed into a cool, radiant white light, like a bed of lotus petals. The rabbit lay there, perfectly unharmed, peacefully resting in the midst of the extinguished fire. At that instant, the old man shed his disguise, and Indra appeared in his true, magnificent form. He clasped his hands together and bowed his head in reverence. "Oh, noble Bodhisattva," Indra's voice boomed with respect, "your compassion is truly boundless. It shines throughout the 3 realms. Your virtue is unmatched." He then declared, "To honor this supreme act of sacrifice, I will forever engrave your image upon the face of the moon, so that for all time, all beings can look up and learn from your noble example." And so, Indra used his divine powers to gently lift the image of the rabbit and place it upon the moon, outlining its form with the essence of a mountain. From that day forward, when we look up at the full moon, we can see the image of a rabbit. It is a constant, celestial reminder of this incredible story, a timeless symbol of selfless sacrifice, boundless compassion, and the unwavering spirit of a bodhisattva on a path to enlightenment. That is why in many cultures, the mark on the moon is known as the jade rabbit. This simple story of a little rabbit teaches us a profound lesson. It shows us that when the mind is pure, our actions become noble. True giving is not for oneself, but for the well-being of others. It teaches us that love can be unconditional, and that the highest form of sacrifice is not a source of sadness, but a guiding light of joy. It was through countless acts of virtue like this one, accumulating immeasurable merit over many lifetimes, that this very rabbit was eventually reborn as Shakyamuni Buddha, the Enlightened One, who illuminated the entire world with his wisdom and compassion. If you found this story meaningful, please share it to help spread these seeds of kindness and compassion. Thank you for listening.